All right, Richard Solomon, beer making time. I'm with Kieran and Amanda. All right, from Brooklyn. Yo, Brooklyn. All right. So I'm here at where are we? Aisle at the
770.
there you go, at the Specialty Food Show. And how could you pass up something that says the beer making kit? So let's go take a look. How do we make beer?
Okay, it's actually very simple. So
I like simple because, go ahead.
yeah, so this is scaled down to 1 gallon to fit in your kitchen. Usually breweries do over 10 gallons. People at home will do 5 gallons. But this is done in a pasta pot on your stove, maximum 5 quarts. And it's really simple. You just heat the mash up, kind of like oatmeal.
It looks like oatmeal.
Yeah, and it smells like oatmeal. You're using grains, you're using oats, you're using wheat, barley. And you'll strain that liquid, boil it, add some hops, and once it gets cooled down, put it in a jug, pitch some yeast in, and then
Now, wait. Do you filter that out?
Yeah, so you strain it. We have a strainer, and
Can you eat this, or is there any?
yeah, if you want, after you use the grains, you can go ahead and you can dry out the grains and mill them up to make some more flour.
Because it really almost looks like oatmeal.
Yeah, a lot of breweries will use this as animal feed, or they'll reuse it and make it into spent grain, is what we call it. Make brownies, pancakes, whatever you want, granola.
Okay.
Yeah, so cool down.
And this is the hops.
Yeah, these are the grains.
Yep.
And the hops are these guys.
Okay.
Once you ferment it, wait 2 weeks, then bottle
Do you
it.
refrigerate it, or it just?
No, just hide it in a closet. You don't want any light coming in.
Go ahead. The light destroys the fermentation
It
process.
destroys the hops. It makes them taste all weird.
Okay.
It's kind of a doozy. But this is cider, so there are no hops in here, so it's free to go. You bottle it, wait 2 weeks for it to carbonate, and then you're kind of good. Set.
All right, so once I have it done, do I have to refrigerate it?
Yeah, once the beer is carbonated, you should refrigerate it, because I made the mistake of leaving it in my apartment. It got really hot, and then it started fermenting again, and it got a little too bubbly. But
What is the approximate alcohol percentage in the beer that you make?
so for ours, they vary from 5 to 7%. It usually doesn't get any stronger than that. But we even have one as low as like 3%, the highest being 7. But they're all ales. We don't make lagers.
Now, what is the shelf life after? So, let's say I make the gallon
Yeah.
and I put it in my refrigerator.
Yeah.
How long will it last? Because there's no preservatives. I mean, this is all
Yeah.
fresh. So I assume the shelf life isn't like what it is. I have some old bottles of beer in the house. And I know they're old,
Yeah.
but apparently it doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah, no, it varies on what kind of beer you're drinking. So if you're drinking an IPA, it's really hoppy. You want to taste that fresh hop taste, so within 3 months. But our chocolate maple porter actually ages so well, so that after a year or two, it will be even more smooth, easier to drink, and it won't fade at all. So the fresher, more hoppy beers you want to drink within 3 months. The darker ones can age really well. So.
All right. Now, what is your favorite? I know you like them all, but if you had to pick, there's a fire burning and you got to take something out of the warehouse. What's the one you're taking out to save?
I'm going to take the jalapeno saison because
that's interesting.
I love saisons. They're a light Belgian style that's dry, not too sweet, and then you add in a jalapeno pepper, makes it a little bit spicy, a little peppery. So cool. Erica, our co-founder, designed it to have with nachos. She loves nachos. Perfect Mexican.
All right. So where do all your ingredients come from? Like, where do the hops come from?
We're getting them from the same place that New York and like U.S. breweries are getting them from. So all across the country, our Warrior Double IPA kit, those hops are coming from Washington. It's a Warrior hop. So sourcing them from the U.S., same places breweries use, so you know that it's high quality, and packaging it so it's shelf stable.
I can tell you this, you can't smell on the radio, but it really smells incredible.
Yeah,
It's got a great hearty smell to it.
Yeah, I love it. Really comforting.
I went to a brewery in Boston. We won't name names, but you may have heard of them. And what was interesting is they took out the beer and said, taste the beer, and then we ate the barley, and they say, do you see where it comes from? And then they said, all right, drink the beer again, smell the hop. Do you see where that comes from? And that was like the first time I was able to drink something and figure out where the signatures came from.
Yeah, no, that's why I like beer so much personally, just from myself, because there's so much that you can do with it. With wine, you are using the grapes and you're kind of getting the flavor profile from the grapes, but with beer, you can add in anything you want. You can use different grains, different hops. You don't even have to worry about what territory you're in. Wine, it's a very territorial thing. Beer, you can source your ingredients from all over the world and make something that's really unique. So yeah, you get a lot of character out of the grains, a lot of character out of the hops, and you can use the hops many different ways to change the beer.
Right. So your kit includes everything. So it includes the bottle. What's that little thing on top?
So this is an airlock, and that is to let the CO2 out so it doesn't explode, but it doesn't let anything in. That comes with the kit. The bottles don't, but we like to recycle. So we encourage people to buy a case of beer, drink it all, and then just reuse those bottles. And we'll sell a capper on the side.
Ah, okay. So to actually make the gallon of beer, so what do you need? You need the kit.
Yeah, you need the
You
kit.
need the kit, a bottle, and a capper.
Yeah, and then you would just want a pot, a strainer, and a funnel. But that's stuff that people already have. If you cook at home, you have it already.
So tonight when I'm at home and my wife is saying, "What are you doing?" Is my answer oatmeal?
Yeah, but women used to cook beer a long time ago. It's always been...
My grandmother made beer.
Yeah, it's been a big thing. Before the Prohibition, that's what everyone did, and then it kind of faded off when that happened. So trying to bring it back.
Well, I'll tell you a quick story. My father told me that when my grandmother made beer, she made it, but all the bottles exploded. So I guess she didn't have this thing up here.
Yeah, I don't know. Either it was.
Well, this is the 1920s.
Yeah. But that's, people used to use all sorts of methods to carbonate their beer. Now it got a little bit better science to it. So.
What is the kit run, more or less? Just rough.
The kit runs for $40, and the refill mixes. So if you want to make a second batch, those go for $15.
All right. And you got, and just so we know, what are the different kinds of flavors you have?
We have IPAs, blondes, porters, stouts, wheat beers, saison, and chestnut brown ale, everything in between. We also do collaborations with other breweries, with Brewdog, Evil Twin, and Brooklyn Brewery, so you can make that exact beer that they make.
All righty. Amanda?
Yeah.
Thank you so
Nice
much.
meeting you.
I'm never going to look at oatmeal the same. Thank you for doing this.